Hello, incredible army from around the world. Welcome back to this channel, your #1 destination for the hottest, most heartwarming, and most jaw-dropping BTS news that will have you smiling uncontrollably for days. Okay, before we dive in, please make sure you're sitting down somewhere comfortable, because today we're covering something that genuinely made ARMY worldwide panic, scream, and cry happy tears all at the same time. This is not a drama. This is not fanfiction. This is real. It happened very recently, and if you haven't heard about it yet, then you are in exactly the right place. We are talking about what went down on Suga'S birthday, Min Yoongi's 33rd birthday on March 9th, 2026, and how Jimin, our beloved boy from Busan, did something that went viral within literal minutes. Plus, there was an unbelievably touching moment inside the Hybe building that sent "He is so loved" trending everywhere. Are you ready? Let's go? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Purple Heart. Okay, for those of you who are brand new here, first of all, welcome to the ARMY family. And secondly, let's properly introduce the man at the center of today's story, Min Yoongi, known by his stage name Suga, and his powerful alter ego, August D. Born on March 9th, 1993 in Daegu, South Korea, this man is no ordinary person. Suga is a gifted rapper, producer, and songwriter who works under the name August D for his solo projects. And on March 9th, 2026, he officially celebrated his 33rd birthday. But the reason Suga'S birthday is always a massive event isn't just about numbers. It's about the incredibly long road he has traveled. Suga began producing music as early as age 13, fought his way up from the underground scene, even worked as a delivery courier before finally joining Big Hit Entertainment and changing the world alongside BTS. And what makes Yoongi so unforgettable? He's the member who appears the most calm, the most reserved, the most low profile. Yet his small, sincere gestures have a way of stealing the hearts of millions around the world, including the gestures surrounding this birthday and the way Jimin responded in the most Jimin way imaginable. ARMY, we need to set the scene first so you can really feel just how special this moment was. 2026 is no ordinary year for BTS. After all 7 members finally completed their mandatory military service, all 7 BTS members were preparing for the highly anticipated comeback in 2026. They were deep in training, and the energy at Hybe had been electric since the start of the year. And then came March 9th, 2026, Yoongi Day. BTS member Suga, also known as Min Yoongi, celebrated his 33rd birthday on March 9th, 2026. The day was celebrated by the fandom and fellow group members alike. But what made that day completely explode? jhope shared a short clip on his Instagram story filmed during a surprise celebration for the rapper inside the Hybe building, which immediately drew massive attention from fans online. And Jimin? Oh, Jimin didn't just show up. Jimin did something that blew up every ARMY's timeline within seconds. But let's hold that thought. We're going to build this up properly because it deserves it. First, let's picture what that day looked like. Every member was buried in comeback preparations. Practice schedules were intense. Suga himself, during his live stream, mentioned that the packed schedule had him losing weight and joked about how intense the rehearsal sessions had been. So this was not vacation time. This was arguably the busiest period BTS had experienced in years. But it was precisely in the middle of all that chaos that the members decided to do something incredibly special for their Yoongi. Okay ARMY, here's the moment you've been waiting for. The video showed several of the group's members, RM, Jin, jhope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, along with a large number of staff gathered in what appeared to be a practice room inside the Hybe building. Picture this. The room is dark, everyone is whispering, the lights are off, and every single person is holding their breath. As Suga walked into the room, everyone immediately launched into "Happy Birthday" and began cheering. Shortly after, 2 people followed him inside carrying a birthday cake with lit candles. And Suga's reaction? Exactly what you'd expect from Min Yoongi. The rapper smiled as he approached the cake and blew out the candles while everyone around him continued celebrating. But this wasn't just about cake and singing. What made the video absolutely melt the hearts of millions of ARMY was the expression on Suga'S face. You know how Yoongi usually presents himself, right? Cool. calm, collected. But in that moment, surrounded by the people he loves most, that smile, it was different. It was the kind of genuine, unguarded smile that rarely gets caught on camera. And fans reacted instantly. He is so loved, flooded every social media platform, and became one of the most repeated phrases of that day. One simple video from jhope, and the impact was enormous. The clip quickly spread across multiple social media platforms. Because updates featuring Suga had been relatively rare in recent months, the video was particularly meaningful to fans. Okay ARMY, this is the moment the entire video has been building toward. What exactly did Jimin do that made the entire timeline explode? So, beyond showing up at the surprise party, Jimin also jumped into Suga'S birthday livestream on Weverse. And there, something happened that instantly became a meme, went trending, and had ARMY laughing and crying simultaneously for days. Do any of you remember Yoongi, Marry Me? That legendary BTS meme? Well, it turns out that tradition is alive and completely well in 2026. While Jimin chose the more natural comment of Marry Me, jhope made sure the iconic meme was always present. The idol had ARMY laughing after commenting, Yoongi, Marry Me. But Jimin was not going to be left out. During the live broadcast, fellow BTS member jhope joined in the comment section and playfully wrote, Yoongi, marry me, a phrase that has become a running inside joke among the members and their fanbase. The comment caught Suga'S attention, making him laugh before he continued talking to the audience. But what truly sent ARMY into absolute hysterics was what Jimin did before all of that, standing right at the front of the surprise crowd, singing Happy Birthday in his unmistakable voice, and then proudly jumping into the live stream comments as if to say to Suga, Hyung, I've been here since the beginning, and I'm not going anywhere. This was far from the first time Jimin has shown how deeply he cares for Yoongi. Jimin found just the right way to show he was watching Suga'S birthday broadcast. While the live was still going on, Jimin posted a video of himself singing along and watching Suga'S livestream. Two genuine best friends. Two BTS members who have been through absolutely everything together. From cramped trainee practice rooms, to massive stages all over the world, to military barracks, and now reunited for the biggest comeback of their careers. ARMY, we need to talk about the title of this video, The Soldier Has Gone Astray. Why do we call Jimin the soldier who went astray? Because this isn't just about one funny moment on Suga'S birthday. This is the story of Jimin's extraordinary journey, from a soldier in military barracks, back into the entertainment world, and ultimately back to his Yoongi's side. Jimin completed his 5-week basic military training in January 2024, achieving first place as the best soldier and receiving a Best Trainee award from the division commander. He was then assigned to an artillery unit in the 5th Infantry Division. In June, Jimin received an early promotion and was selected as a special class warrior in recognition of his outstanding military performance. But then, Jimin was officially discharged from military service on June 11, 2025. And after his discharge, his 30th birthday on October 13, 2025 was a particularly special occasion, as it was his first birthday after completing mandatory military service. So when we call Jimin the soldier who went astray, this is pure, deep affection, not mockery. This is about a man who endured the rigid discipline of South Korean military service, proved himself as the very best soldier in his unit. But the moment he returned to the BTS world, he immediately went astray back into the warmth of his friendship with Yoongi. He left all that military discipline behind and became the Jimin we know and love. The one who teases, who always shows up, who never misses a chance to let his Hyungs know they're cherished. And that is the most beautiful thing of all. Now let's break down what happened during Suga'S own livestream, because there were so many precious moments that you might have missed. To celebrate his birthday together with fans, Suga also held a brief livestream on the platform Weverse on March 9th. And in that livestream, the usually reserved Yoongi was remarkably open and candid. First, about the surprise celebration. Suga also reflected on the earlier moment when staff surprised him with birthday wishes, admitting that he usually feels a little embarrassed in those situations. Can you imagine? Min Yoongi, always the picture of coolness, getting flustered when surrounded by the people he loves, all singing happy birthday to him. That is one of the most human moments we have ever seen from him. Second, about his physical condition. During the live stream, Suga also mentioned that his eyesight had gotten slightly worse, explaining that he had to read comments from a tablet placed closer to him rather than the main screen. "Oh Yoongi, you're 33 now." Fair enough. But this also shows just how real and transparent he always is with his fans. Nothing hidden, nothing performed. Third, and this is what had ARMY screaming with excitement, the BTS comeback. The BTS rapper also spoke about the group's ongoing preparations for upcoming activities and thanked fans for their birthday wishes. He shared that the fellow members had been busy rehearsing as they prepared for upcoming concerts and promotional activities. Before wrapping up the live stream, the rapper expressed excitement about upcoming international schedules and mentioned that he was looking forward to meeting fans. He ended the session by promising to hold another live stream soon and encouraging fans to stay healthy until the group's upcoming releases and activities kicked off. And the one detail that completely melted ARMY? When Suga noticed the date, he gave a sincere acknowledgement to Muslim fans who were observing Ramadan, noting that he himself had just eaten after sunset due to his packed practice schedule. That clip went immediately viral, with fans lovingly calling him Brother Yoongi. Min Yoongi always knows how to touch hearts, not with grand gestures or elaborate speeches, but with quiet, effortless sincerity. If a birthday party and a viral livestream moment weren't already enough for Min Yoongi, he also did something on his birthday that perfectly reflects who he truly is as a person. In true Yoongi fashion, he marked his 33rd year with a donation of 5 billion won, approximately $3.8 million USD, to Severance Hospital. The funds will be used to establish a Min Yoongi Treatment Center, a dedicated facility for autism research and pediatric music therapy. ARMY, we need to stop for a moment and really let that sink in. On his own birthday, not someone else's, his own, Yoongi chose to give. Not to receive gifts, but to give them. And not just to give for the sake of appearances, but to help the children who need it most. Pediatric music therapy, autism research. This isn't Suga the idol. This is Min Yoongi the human being, with a heart that has always been bigger than his reputation. And on the music front, of course there was major news. Heartwarming is scheduled for a global release on March 20th, 2026, at 1 p.m. Korean time. Following the release of their new album Heartwarming on March 20th, the official tour kicks off on April 9th, 2026 at Goyang Stadium. This is no ordinary tour. It is a global conquest spanning 82 dates across 34 territories. 82 concerts, 34 territories. This isn't a comeback, ARMY. This is a declaration. A celebration of 7 men who prove that they can get through absolutely anything. Together. Of course, that day wouldn't have been complete without the extraordinary reaction from ARMY across the entire globe. Hashtags related to Yoongi Day immediately flooded the trending sections of X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and every other platform imaginable. "He is so loved" became the phrase that every single ARMY repeated, because it so perfectly captured what everyone was feeling watching that surprise video. Fans created reaction videos, birthday edit compilations, and shared their favorite moments from Min Yoongi's long journey. Clips resurfaced of a young Suga grinding hard as a trainee in Daegu, all the way to him standing on the stage of the Heartwarming World Tour, and everything flooded timelines in wave after warm, emotional wave. And the most touching part? The simple messages from ARMY members who have been supporting Yoongi for over a decade. "Happy birthday, Yoongi. Thank you for still being here. Suga, you've been through so much. Happy 33rd. From Daegu to the whole world. You prove that dreams are real." These weren't the messages of casual fans. They were the words of people who had grown up alongside him, who had watched him go from a teenager producing music alone in a tiny room to one of the most celebrated musical artists on the planet. Before we wrap up, there's one more thing we absolutely have to talk about. The relationship between Jimin and Suga that has accompanied ARMY for so many years. They're not just fellow BTS members. They share something unique. The quiet rapper from Daegu and the passionate dancer from Busan. Two completely different personalities that somehow always balance each other out perfectly. Remember the moment when Suga, on Jimin's birthday, became the first member to post a birthday greeting for Jimin on Twitter, writing, "JiminWho, happy birthday. Hope it's a happy day." And Jimin returning the love. Jimin posted a short video of himself saying, "Happy birthday" for Suga. In the caption, He added, "Happy birthday, Hyung. Read my text. Read my text, Hyung." Even in the age of social media spectacles and grand public gestures, Jimin kept his most personal message for Yoongi private. That isn't fan service. That is genuine friendship. And in 2026, that same energy played out again. Only bigger, warmer, and more meaningful than ever, because they had now survived the most demanding chapter of their lives, mandatory military service, and come out the other side, stronger and together. Army, we've covered a lot of ground today. The surprise video from inside Hybe, the iconic "Marry Me" moment that had us all laughing, Yoongi's extraordinary donation, and the promise of the biggest comeback in BTS history. But if there's one thing I want you to take away from everything that happened on Suga'S 33rd birthday, it is this. Those 7 people are still here, still together, still choosing each other. Jimin, who was once astray for over a year in military barracks as a special class warrior, returned and immediately ran back to his Yoongi's side on the most important day of the year. Suga, who always projects cool composure, turned out to be capable of getting genuinely flustered in front of a birthday surprise thrown by the people who love him most. And these 7 stars from different corners of the sky: Jin, the wise eldest; Suga, the genius producer from Taegu; jhope, the sunshine that never dims; RM, the steady leader; Jimin, the soldier who went astray in love; V, the unpredictable artist; and Jungkook, the magne who has grown into himself. All present, all united, all moving toward one single destination. The true BTS era, finally here. Arirang, March 20th, 2026. And a world tour that will shake 34 territories across every corner of the earth. Army, we aren't just waiting for a comeback. We are watching history be made. And behind all the grandeur and the world stages and the record-breaking numbers, there is a simple moment in a practice room inside Hybe, where a man named Min Yoongi walked into the dark and found the people who love him most already waiting for him with candles burning and a song on their lips. He is so loved. And we, Army, we are so incredibly lucky to witness all of it. Alright Army, that's everything that went down on Yoongi Day, March 9th, 2026. What was your reaction? Which moment hit you the hardest? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with every Army in your life so they don't miss out. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay purple, and always remember, you are the Army, and we are BTS. Purple Heart Bori. Purple Heart.